Alright, so I'm just going to show off a couple of the tricks that might be useful for Archipelago. Randomizer, basically. Um, so, starting off, I'm gonna show you some of the tricks for getting some of the rainbow scales. So first off, there's this one over here. So this one, even in advanced logic, it requires the second rang because once you get dive, this trick doesn't work anymore. But due to Ty having slight magnetization to his body, when you run into opals, which rainbow scales are coded just as opals, um, you don't have to get exactly on it. So if you just jump and bite, I never claimed to be the greatest. If you jump and bite at the right time, yeah, you can grab it there. As you can see, I got it. And I'm just going to main menu, re-enter back to the top. So that scale can be kind of annoying, and again, oh, cool, it didn't save because it's an opal. Yeah, it's possible to do by doing that, but as soon as you get the dive ability, you will just literally dive instead of doing the bite, so you won't get the distance anymore, so that becomes impossible to do. Next is this one down here. So what you can do is you can actually not run off like an idiot. Normally you just, glide down into the corner there. But come on. I got this on accident a few days ago. So like load game, come on. But yeah, this scale over here, in any type of logic, it's going to require that you have glide. So you shouldn't bother going for that jump, the bite jump, unless you just don't care. But I figured I'd show it just in case anybody wants to be like, oh, hey, that has my Doomerang or something, and I just want to get done, Okay. Man, so it's possible to just literally drop and hang off of this. I don't know how I got it before. It sort of just happened. But you can also just do that. The bite isn't actually necessary, apparently. I think I would have landed here anyways. But it does help, because again, it gives you that little bit of horizontal mobility. Next up, we've got over here... thank you, camera. And I'm doing this from a fresh save so that, I can prove, oh, I didn't use the second rang. So next we've got over here, there's some scales right over there, which are super easy to grab. There's that one, and then there's the one that's up here in the corner. I don't think that ledge grab was actually necessary. It was just bad. Yeah, not at all. But yeah, these jumps, super easy to make. It's when you get to trying to come over here, which I believe in standard logic we may or may not have set it to require second rang. I cannot remember. This is a very difficult jump. And it's also not intuitive. You've got such a slim line there that you have to do the bite to get up here. And then you can jump up here to get to this. Next up, we can do that. And then there's the pontoon here. I do not know the strat to jump onto this one. I also don't know if you need anything or not, but you can apparently just hop at the corner. I don't know. This is one that Busty's gonna have to do and show. Because I don't know how to do it. Main menu. The vast majority of the rainbow scales in here are very simple to get. there's actually a speed run for all rainbow scales, and it's like 4.5, maybe 5 minutes long. So it's really fast. The next rainbow scales are, there's one right under the the Thunder Egg Collector. I'm playing on vanilla right now, so I can't really, grab that. There's two behind the houses over here, which you can get without second rang by doing a skip over the fence here. I am really bad at it. I'm gonna keep going until I get it, though. Come on. Come on. Probably not close, but it looked like it was. There we go. Awesome. Hey, I actually got it. Nice. But this also gets you access to Walk in the Park and Shipwrecks over here. And again, it gets you the scales here, as well as the picture frame that's up here, which it's up there. You gotta trust. Trust me. Next, I'm gonna go into Shipwrecks and get Swim Dive. The Aqua Rang isn't necessary for this, but, it's not necessary right now anyways, but I'm getting it. Exit level. And then it is possible to do another jump back over here with one rang, but if you're not super crazy anal about it, you can just main menu, load back in, and it'll put you back at the spawn point of the level, which in Rainbow is the thing here. So now that we've got swim and dive, there's a couple more things to show. Before that, really quick, I do want to show off this. There's a picture frame right over here. You can actually hit this one and then just jump over to it. It'll magnet to you. So that one's super simple, and I'm pretty sure we don't have any logic requirements for it. Next thing, we've basically covered all the rainbow scales at this point. There's some hub skips to get the other ones, so I guess I'll show those. So next up is a trick that is called ground swimming, because you swim above the ground. So this is probably the easiest place in the entirety of Rainbow Cliffs to get one. You just come up to the pillar here. You jump, and then before you hit the peak of your dive, or before you hit the peak of your jump, you just press the bite button, and it should dive. Matt has a great video showing the technical aspects of, what causes this, if you care about that. But basically, if you're in shallow water, you can dive and swim on land. It's technical explanations. So we're going to start with by failing. That's what we're going to start with. So, get our swim back. We're going to start with Hub 2 skip first, which is colloquially known as Mission Impossible. You'll see why pretty shortly. So you basically want to swim up here. You can't swim too high off the ground, or else as you saw earlier, you'll just get punted back. So you want to come over here towards the mouth of the cave. So there's this big rock that you can see goes all the way up here. We just want to swim up this, go past this tree, and then around the corner here. Again, I never claimed to be good at this game. I've just learned a few tricks. It's also a bit difficult for me to do while explaining. I'm just not good at this. I'm not good at, explaining, teaching. But I do want to just try and show off a little bit of the stuff that you can do. It may not be the most in-depth explanation. There better explanations in other places, but this is just to get something out so people can look and see, oh, hey, I can do this. So yeah, you want to climb up this rock that's right by the rock bridge there. Up here, around. Yeah, you can't be that slow. Again, I'm just a bit bad at the game. I fail Mission Impossible quite often, and when I do successfully get it, it's actually in a much different way than how most other runners get it. Camera, can you stop being weird? Okay, so up here, around. Ah, dang it. Load game. It's not a hard skip by any means, it's just a little obnoxious. Especially when you can't see where you're actually supposed to be going, because the camera wants to be stupid. Okay, I've got it zoomed out all the way. So we climb up the... Getting real annoyed here. This might also be a valid rock? No, it's not. Okay. So, come on. So we're going to climb up the rock here. Around this. So here... Nope. Alright, that'll be another BuzzFeed one. Dang it, I didn't mean to come into this file. I want the 0% file. So I'm gonna have... We're gonna let somebody else do the Mission Impossible demonstration because I suck at it, and it's also on speedrun.com. So we'll do Hub 3 skip, which is not typically shown on there because the speedruns have to get frosty anyways. So we come up here, get up this... How's it done? No, it's... The swim is usually started over here, I think. Yeah. Nope, not there. Is it here? No. Here, maybe. Yeah, that's where it started. You can swim up this wall a lot easier. You can actually swim up this wall. So then you want to come over here, get as low to the ground as you can, swim right into this corner. You'll stop at the log here. And then you want to aim up a little bit, start climbing here. It can be a bit annoying. Here it is. Man, jeez, the collision on some of these things is really annoying. Get right up in the corner there. Start climbing up. I don't know what I'm doing wrong. I also suck at this one, so... You know, it could just be that I suck. That would not be too far removed from reality to say that I'm bad at this game. So, get into the corner. Alright. And then... Why is it not working? I hate this game so much. Not really, I do love this game with all my heart, but man, some of these glitches are really obnoxious. Okay, I'm in there, like like swimwear. Okay, so you want to swim, and you want to get Ty's feet paws about even with the white line that's here. So I'm going to go up just a touch more. So you let him level out, and then you see how his feet are basically even with that white line. Then you want to turn, face a little up here. I'm going to go just a little more up, just safety's sake. Just because I'm also bad at this trick. Alright, so once he levels out, you can see the circles in his feet are about even with that white line there. So now go into first person, look a little up, and then just don't be bad. Don't do that. Never mind. Alright, swim into here. Go up. Alright, that should be fine. So I'm actually a bit higher than I was expecting. We're going to turn, face up a little bit, and just swim, and there you go. You're in Hub 3, you have access to all 3 of these levels, you have access to all 3 of these scales. Yeah. I'll go ahead and try, what's it called, Mission Impossible one more time. Just, you know. Yeah, that was Hub 3 skip, which gives you access to the Hub 3 area. Okay, so that wasn't what I meant to do. Oh well. Next, next. Going back to attempting this. Who knows how long it'll take me. But we're gonna climb up here. Climb up some more. Well, swim, not climb. I mean, I guess it depends. You know, same thing, really. Go up here. Do not go up there. I don't really do Mission Impossible skip all that much, so it's a bit meh. I am a bit rusty on it, for sure. And when I do it, I usually have second rank. So, actually, most people have second rank when they're doing it, I guess. Man, it's really difficult. But a lot of people don't actually end up using second rank. It's just the way that I end up doing it, second rank is actually useful. But most of the time, when you start falling from the ground swim state, you go into that treading water state. And when you jump out of that, you actually aren't able to glide from that. It's, you know, just a really weird quirk based on how they programmed it. Okay, that's interesting. That could be a thing. Yeah, I just find it a bit difficult. Okay, I'm going to go into 2 up and get my second rank real quick. I can't be bothered. It'll make getting around a little easier for me. 2 up doesn't really have any big skips. There's one, it's called 2 up skip, which doesn't skip 2 up, it just gets you into the end area of it. But yeah, a lot of all of the hub skips do not actually require second rank in Rainbow Cliffs to get to the hubs. However, there is, like I said, there's a variation of Hub 2 skip, also known as Mission Impossible, which you can do using the glide. Again, I don't know the specifics. It's just sometimes you can land on a really nice spot. Also, one thing, If you don't want to talk to Julius, this is a speedrun trick. You just jump on the outhouse and jump over him, and that doesn't trigger his cutscene. I suppose I'll show another trick here. Quote-unquote trick. This is just an actual thing you can do. So when you get 100 opals in a level, you are able to do what's called a super bite, which is where you charge your bite up. However, there's also a setup here where you can actually jump and bite and then get under this here. I already have swim dive, so it won't, you know, I can't show it off. I also just suck at it anyways. I've never been able to do it. But you can get under that little bridge and then just spam hop so that you get through there to get to the upper area. Kill the crab. This cog, some people might find a little bit annoying. It's actually pretty easy with second rank, but you can also just jump there. I'm just trying to get enough opals here real quick. And I play on controller, so some of these tricks might be a little easier for me. Most of them are going to be a bit harder, just due to how controller is. Alright, so I've got my super bite. I'm already right here. I'm just going to grab the second ring. So when you have second ring, getting up to the upper area is super easy. It's just glide up there. However, you can also, and this is advanced, this next trick is advanced logic only. You are expected to have either second rang or swim or dive to get up here in standard logic. So in advanced logic, you can grab 100 opals, get up here, grab this cog. You can position yourself press and hold the bite button, and get up there like that. So that's a way to get around that, and if you don't care about logic, you're playing on standard logic anyways, but you just want to show off or just get done quicker or whatever, you can do that to get up to here and get all these checks. Remember, if you're playing with Sign Sanity, to smack the signs to get checks. Next up, while I'm already here in 2-up, there is one more trick that can be a little bit annoying. I actually found this during our first playtest. Me and Matt had actually talked about it being a possibility. So normally, this is glide the gap. You're supposed to just glide over it, you know. Wow, that makes sense. If you're playing in advanced logic, you might not have your second rang and say it's possible that it is over there, because if it's on the sign, you can just smack it. But say it's there, or on that, or on the sign way over there, which is possible. You will have to do this without glide, which, as you can see, you don't get enough distance to just jump. So what you have to do is, you have to land on the sign here, which is made a little easier if you go into your first person when you land on it. So then you want to aim around here, a little further to the right is better. Basically, you want to aim at, like, the corner of this sign is a good spot. You come out of your view, you want to jump and press forward. You want the jump to be a little before the forward, because if you press forward, you're just going to walk off. Or you might not necessarily, but it's very easy to walk off of this. So, you'll do this, and then you'll bite at the end of it, and you'll get over. No problem. It's a really easy trick once you've actually gotten... The hardest part is getting onto the signpost. It's just a little awkward. But once you get on top of it, that jump is super easy. Alright, back to Rainbow. And then, of course, once you get the second rang, this gate opens up when you move up to it, so you don't have to worry about doing the fence bite. Let's try to get... You know what? because I'm actually pretty competent with this one, I'm going to show off gate skip over here. So this gate, normally you need Zappy to hit the generator and then go through the gate. However, you can actually get a ground swim over here. Because you see there's deep water here, you can't get one in the normal place and then just swim over. Because once you go into deep water, you're going to be put down to the deep water swimming. You know, treading the water in the deep water. You can't go over it. It's, you know, it's Thai. It's weird. But you can get a ground swim here at this corner. You can see there's really weird collision where it's not actually at the rock. But if you just try to do this, you're just going to bite. What you need to do is you come here at about this angle, you run up, and then you jump, and you dive just before you would hit this invisible wall here. Again, speedrun.com has great guides on how specifically to do that. But then you want to climb up this tree. Just keep Ty, even with, like, this side of the palm tree. And then you want to get up here, get your hair in these palm fronds. You want to level out, and then you want to go basically right into it. And then once you're in this treading state, you stop. Oh, I waited a little too long. Let's get that swim again. Alright. Oh, yeah, and you see I slid a little too far there. So your angle has to be relatively precise. It's not terrible. It's not pixel perfect or anything, thankfully. But we just swim up the tree here. Alright. So about here is fine. And then you want to take this slow, because you want to go into the tree, basically. So you can see I'm here. If you wait too long, you'll probably just fall to the ground. And you see there my angle was a bit too shallow, so I ended up just face planting. I bit way too early there. There we go. Up the tree. Into the fronds. So once you get into the treading water state, you're going to want to jump, then press forward, and then bite. So like this. Not like that. See, the failures help you succeed, you know. If you just see only the successes, you're not going to see the process. The process matters. Learn from my failures so you don't have to fail yourself. Alright, so you get into the fronds here. Then you go a little into the tree, treading water, jump, press forward, and then you bite. You can either... Yeah. You should land on top of this, and then you just walk into here. That gives you access to these scales, as well as, if you have the portal in AP, it gives you Cass's Pass. I really don't want to try Mission Impossible again. I'm bad at it. So I'm going to show off Cass Pass. There is a skip here that I'm pretty sure that requires second ring anyways. But there's a skip here that allows you to basically skip all of Cass Pass. You will need swim or dive, preferably both, just in case. So what you do here is you want to line up here, and then again, there's also great guides for this trick on speedrun.com. You jump. As soon as you would land on this bit of bamboo here, you go into first person. This will keep you from sliding off. So then, aim around here. As soon as you get out of first person, you jump, and then you start gliding. You can see there's this waterfall here. Alright, you can dive from up there. If you fail the dive, you can just tread over to here. And then when you're above this little patch here, you can just press circle or right mouse button, whatever your bite button is, to go into underwater state. Next, we just want to line up here. So you see these little metal barrier gates over here? We want to keep those in our sights. We just want to go forward, and as soon as we get to where we can't see that last one, we're going to turn over here towards where the end of the level is. So we go over here, and you can see that last little divot over there. That's actually where the crest portal is. So we'll go over here. We're going to pop up here, and then you can just press the interact button, and you'll interact with the portal, go through it. Those are some of the bigger skips. There are a couple of things that you can do here in Crest, but that's for somebody else. So I did not mean to main menu there. I meant to exit level. After which I'll need a main menu. Exit level, main menu. Alright, so now I'll go ahead and try to do... Actually, while I'm here, I might as well show this off. So I can't do that one pontoon scale very easily. But I can do this. Oh, excuse me. So this button triggers that pontoon to start moving over there. Yeah. What you can do is you can actually... Okay. So if you have your right side ring being the next one to be thrown, because it'll just work a little bit better, gives you more time. You want to throw it, start walking over here, skip the cutscene, and you can mash your glide button, and you'll land on this. Just take a smooth ride on over. So that'll get you this with just the second ring. Obviously, if you have Frosties, just Frosty jump over to it. You know, that's the case for anything that's on water. But this is just a really quick and easy way. You don't have to worry about whatever swim, jump shenanigans it is to get up to this. Again, somebody else will have to post that, because I'm not good at this game. Next up. And by next up, I mean attempting to go back to it once more. And a lot of these swim tricks are easier on keyboard because keyboard turns a lot tighter than controller. The turning radius on controller is just really wide, probably because you technically have a higher degree of control with controller, but whereas keyboard is analog. Okay, so here's my... That was not my... Man, if I can get this, that'd be great. I'm not gonna, you know, play it back in slow-mo, analyze it or anything. Again, a lot of the major tricks and skips that are, like, actually useful in the speedrun are shown on speedrun.com. And anything that goes, like, super in-depth and whatnot, I'm gonna leave to somebody else. These are just some of the, like, wider, accessible area skips. So, you know, getting into the hubs early. Okay, if I can manage to do this, that would be great. I can get up to here, and you can see there's actually collision over there. That's the tunnel that leads down to there. Okay, so yeah, if you start falling down here, if you jump, you'll actually make it back up onto this, and you can just walk around. Usually what happens is runners will swim over here, and they will go into the treadwater state while falling. They'll jump, and then they can, I believe they land on the tunnel, and then they just jump into the thing. Yeah, they land on the tunnel there, and then in the actual speedrun, we already have second rank. So we just glide into the top. If you don't have second ring, you can actually just rub against the wall, because you can actually access Snow Worries from just outside. I'm not showing that off, but you can actually just glide from here, or, again, down on the top of the tunnel. There's some space where you can stand. You can glide down, and the reason it's called Mission Impossible is because you come down from a hole in the ceiling. You know, like that movie. featuring, what is it, Tom Hanks? No, I'm joking. I know it's not Tom Hanks. For some reason, I can't think of the actual person's name. Probably because he's an idiot. That lets you get the scales in here. 1, 2. Really? There's only 2 in here? Oh, okay. As well as the picture frame here. Could have sworn there was more, but maybe not. But also lets you into these levels. That's about it for Rainbow Cliffs. I know I also did Cast Pass and 2-Up. Those are just some of the major things that can help out in Archipelago. And again, I'm sorry for my being garbage at this game. I'm not going to edit this, I'm too lazy. But you can sort of sift through and find what you need. This, again, if somebody else wants to make a much better quality video with the other tricks and stuff, cool. I'm just kind of lazy and just trying to get something out that shows stuff for people who want / need it. So, here's this. Yeah, have fun.